Let's see if this is working. I don't know that it is. Okay, that seems to be working. See if we can't let everybody know that that's going. How indeed, yep. I've got a new streaming setup, so bear with me a minute here. Alright, let me add everyone. See if I can make an announcement that I'm live streaming. There we go. Yeah. I actually embedded the light, as you well know. Although I appreciate the hype. I do. Let me actually plug in my decent mic. Because I think we're just running off the one that's default onto this laptop, and I can get some better audio quality. Time to test some Tau? Yes, indeed. Indeed. Can I still be heard? Is that still coming through decently? Let's go ahead and mute that desktop audio. Make sure that this can find me. Yeah, I think my little talkie guy, he's doing okay. Yeah, but I got a laptop that has a keyboard and a mouse now. Someone was getting rid of their old one, so I have a slightly better machine to stream on. Hi, Anno. Hi, Soda. Hi, Josh. Everything looks to be working good, so that's good. It's been a while since we went back to Project Tau, but here we are on my very extremely cluttered hobby desk. I had too many projects going at once, as you can see. So I need to clean them up a bit. Need to maybe we'll do a quick little tidy before we get into the Tau, because oh man, is it chaotic over here. I think we could stand to put some of this stuff at least in other drawers, if not completely away and organized. But at least this way you can tell just how much is on my my brain to hobby with at any given point in time. I have like one super glue and one plastic glue that actually work, yet I still refuse to throw away the ones that don't. I think we can all relate to that. I'm not using this shade of purple, so that doesn't need to be there, nor this shade of green, nor this shade of green. Don't think I'm using that shade of gray. These are all still various Tau that we still need to figure out what we're doing with the flight stands, but that's a future me problem. That's a future project that's going to go in there. I've got all my Malifaux minis on deck now, so they're all hanging out. Might use some of that today. Tau time, oil washes, Grimdark. Yeah, we got a ton of stuff. Another Malifaux mini that I've got lingering around here. Again, I'm working on getting that crew painted up. But, yeah, we've got quite a few things just sitting around that we can probably tidy a bit. That way we'll have a much, you know, we'll have a nicer workspace to show off a little bit. Could I have done this before I started streaming? Absolutely. Did I think to? No. I just hit the stream button and was like, you know what? We're gonna go for it. We're gonna go for it. There's like nothing in this pot, but I'm still gonna keep it. It's very much a hobbyist mentality. Alright, he's going in there. More Malifaux is going in there. Let's not knock over that gnome oil. Don't need red. Probably don't need brown or purple. Or my blood effect paint. Or this red. Plan? Yeah, that would imply that there was a plan. Look, we're finding hidden Tau now. Little guys that are just hiding out on my desk. That's better now. We have some room. Put that away with all the other super glues that we had a moment ago. Get our paint palette out. Put these bases away. Yeah. That feels better. Or at least it's starting to feel better. I still don't know exactly where to put all these golden so flat paints because I don't have a perfect spot for them to chill out, so they're going to be over there. I don't think I need any Drakenhof Nightshade right now. That's Elven Flesh, we don't need that. We do need this one. Because I think we're going to give some of these are going to get a second coat. It's Corn Demon, that's for a future video, that's not for today. All of that can probably just hang out there for a little while. Alright, that feels a little less chaotic. We still have quite a lot of Tau. I think what I'm going to do today is mainly just focus on putting a second coat of the Toxic Waste Green on these guys. Which isn't particularly exciting, but it gets some progress done. Hi, Phoenix! Yeah! What are you guys working on? You've got a couple Argreers to paint alongside your massive orc army. That's awesome. That sounds cool. I don't know what an Argreer is. Am I saying that correctly? I don't know what that is offhand, but it definitely sounds cool. I got some super glue crusted on the handle of this paintbrush earlier, so that's a fun little texture that I now get to experience while I'm painting these. You, sir, go in there. I got really into Malifaux while I was at Gen Con, and I keep finding more Malifaux minis that I want to buy. I don't know if I should make like a Malifaux video or just paint some while on stream, but there's definitely going to be some Malifaux in this channel before too long, so hopefully people are excited for that, and if they're not, hopefully they're tolerant of it, at least for a little while. You're assembling Plague Marines. Gross. Why would you ever do such a thing? But you're working on getting caffeinated first? That's fair. This is earlier than when I usually stream, so I can understand that you might need a little bit more caffeine than usual. That's super valid. I did have music going in the background, but Achilles sat on the remote and turned the TV off, so I guess he didn't want you guys to enjoy background music. He's currently trying to break into my hobby cabinet and chewing on a cord that he's not supposed to be chewing on. Go play. Go play with your brothers. For anyone new to the stream, Achilles is my cat, one of 3, and he's constantly getting into trouble. He's adorable, though, so we forgive him for it. Or at least I forgive him for it. Buddy, what did you find? You don't need that base. You don't need that base either. He's just batting bases around on me, I guess. Oh, Lord. It's down here. Achilles, can you leave that alone, please? Now he's run off. Means he either has a base or he got bored of it. Either is equally likely. Hi, Liam. How's it going? Working on any cool hobby projects? I saw you were getting that Oh god, I'm gonna fuck up the pronunciation so bad, but Zasubi? Is that the name of that Gundam? You were getting him all ready to go. For painting, which is pretty cool. It looks like a fun kit bash that you did. Though for the life of me, I would never be able to identify which parts were original to the model and which ones were ones that you had added, because I don't know my Gundams all that well yet. I do know for a fact, though, that I have a Gundam. I finally got the boy. I purchased him. I'm very, very excited. Because he's on my desk. I can show him to you. We can do an unboxing. Even I've already opened it. I wanted to see how hard the assembly looked, but all of the instructions are in Japanese, which, somehow, it makes sense, but I sort of figured that they wouldn't be, so that added a level of intimidation to it that I wasn't expecting. Oh, it's Sazabi. Okay, fair enough. But yeah, I have my chunky Gundam boy, and I'm excited to build him, but I'm also scared. My store has a local Gundam building night this Tuesday that I think I might swing by just to, have a person that I can be like, hey, does this seem like I'm doing this correctly? And they can be like, no, or yes. Considering I sustained an injury by accidentally stabbing myself with a pin vise yesterday, I'm willing to bet that there are things that I will do wrong throughout this process, and then I will simply learn what those things are and try to avoid them in the future. You bought plane tickets. That's exciting. I hope you're going somewhere interesting. And it's not just someone in your family died and you have to go to a funeral or something sad like that. I hope you get to go on, a fun vacation somewhere. No glues required for Gundams? I don't know if I believe that. All this hobby bullshit always gets super glue all over my fingers. You telling me to my face that there's an option where that won't happen? I can just open everything up and snap it all together? That's what we're gonna do? I don't know. Because that would mean I've chose the wrong hobby for the past, 2 years. I fucking hate glue and stuff. Why does my phone not want to focus? There's a lot of Gunpla beginner guides. There's 2 clips off the sprue, 1 to take it out, another to remove the sprinkle. Oh, fair. Hello from Canada. Hi, Max. How's Canada? I have a couple people from Canada that tune in regularly, so you're amongst fellow Canadians. I'm not Canadian, though. I'm very American. Yeah, basically, Brady, hello, by the way. I didn't say hello to you, but thank you for joining us. Injure yourself with pin vise, and then, breaks arm trying to cut something off the sprue. That could happen to me. I don't doubt that it's possible, and, I could find a way to do it. I would find a way. Life finds a way, and so does Fives. Oh, awesome! I hope your trip is fun. Sanding nub marks and stuff is optional. Okay, the optional things, it's unlikely that I'm going to do them, but we'll see. We'll see. I still have never bothered to clean a mold line in my entire hobby career, and I'm not about to start now. Yeah, I could. I could buy higher quality super glue products, that's fair, but the thing of it is, I still have to pinch 2 tiny pieces of plastic together, and I'm probably going to slip at some point, or get impatient, or something's going to shift, or I'm going to have to stop a cat from eating something, And yeah, that's why inevitably glue ends up on my fingers. Right now, Achilles is trying to get into my hobby cabinet because he thinks, oh, if you're at the desk, that means I also need to be involved in whatever is going on in the desk area. Definitely going to repaint this Gundam, though. I'm just not feeling the green that he has on him. I'll put him on camera in a second when I'm done with touching up this little towel. But yeah, I don't love that I have to do 2 thin coats. I mean, I know that's pretty standard for most people in the hobby, but I'm used to 1 thick coat, and these scale 75 paints are too thin to do that with, so we're gonna do it the sophisticated, correct way, which means going through all these little guys again, making sure they are a nice, bright, toxic waste green, which is the name of the color. Tamiya Extra Thin is God Mode Plastic Acrylic Glue, and it's brushed on. Yeah, I've heard that Tamiya or Tamiya, I don't know how you're supposed to pronounce it, but everybody raves about their products. So a fan sent me some panel liner because they don't stock it at my local store. So I'm excited to use this. I just haven't had the opportunity to test it out just yet. But we're gonna get there. We're gonna get there. I think I'm gonna try it on these guys, on the green parts, once I've finished painting them. We're gonna see how that works. People say it's great for like mechs and stuff like that. And I think the tower about as close to little mech people as we get in Warhammer. So, you know, it's close enough. Please excuse the fact that my phone continues to shake when it gets a new text message. Didn't turn the vibrate setting off, and now I'm kind of in the painting zone, so that's unlikely to be retroactively fixed. I'll just subject you all to that. I like scale 75. They're a bit thin for my taste, but I think for average painters who like don't paint in my dumb chunky way, they'll be fine. Careful with the bottles though. They have exploded on me twice. And I don't know if that's a 5's flaw or like a scale 75 thing, but it's something to be aware of. Will I be doing a video showing these Tau when I'm all finished? Like a army showcase? I can do that. Yeah. Absolutely. It'll be fun to like look at where the army started as opposed to where it ended up because yeah, it's definitely going to be a journey in the end. But let me show you the Gundam that I've been talking about just because I have him right here. Let's get that camera up. This is the boy, the Gundam that I am going to be assembling. He is this one from Iron Blooded Orphans, which I did watch most of the first. I think I watched all of the first season and most of the second season. Then I kind of got bored and started not doing that. I don't know. I stopped being invested. But I've got him. I've got the chunky boy. Someone said he was a frog, and like I totally see it, which is cute. I'm not gonna paint him to look like a frog though. I have other ideas for him. And it's got like, I like that it has little pictures on the side of the box of like the different ways that you can pose him, which is cute. Like somebody had to just make these little poses and photograph them, and I think that's really adorable. I think that's like his backstory, but it's in Japanese, so I can't read it to you. But yeah, I'm pretty hyped. I think hopefully he's not too difficult. Like, I can just slide those towels to the side. I can open the box if you want. Yeah. But we've got this guide, and it's got pictures. This all looks extremely complicated to me because I've never put together a Gundam before. Cam, what do you mean screen region changed? I don't know what you mean by that. Sorry, I can't help you with that one. It's nice that the parts are different colors, so I guess if you don't want to paint, you don't have to. I should pick up some different colored spray paints so I can just spray paint these parts and then not have to actually, like, hand paint them. I can just, you know, just get them on the sprue and then bam. That's your base coat's done at least. Should be pretty fucking sweet. Ooh. Is his hammer hollow? I'm planning on making him into a pizza Gundam, because of course I am. Of course I am. You know, naturally, the process is to make this Gundam into a pizza Gundam. But if his, I want to make his hammer a giant pizza oven, and if I can put a light in there, like I know how to do that now, so I can just light stuff, which is a possibility. It's not gonna happen. You know what? That's a little ridiculous. For my first Gundam, that's probably too much. Let's be realistic about what we can accomplish, Vibes. Let's manage our expectations. I think that would be safer. Yeah, I see him more as a turtle, too. I agree. And Liam, I think that's a good dream job to have. I feel like Gundam photographer for box art is probably pretty fun. Oh, yeah, there used to be more drawings on the left side of the stream. That's correct, Cam. You're not wrong. You're not hallucinating. I got a new old laptop in that someone I know was getting rid of theirs, and they said I could have it, and it has a working keyboard, so I decided to take that because it was free. I just haven't downloaded my old stream layout because I couldn't find the file for it, but I wanted to stream. So that's why there's no fancy layout right now. However, I actually got the same friend who made my little animated Starboy that does the talking in the corner. They are drawing me a brand new layout, which should be finished in the next week or so, I think. And it's super cute, and it's custom, and it looks like way better than the one that I had before, which someone kindly like slapped together for me just from assets on Google. Do you guys want to see? Do you want to see what the new layout is going to kind of look like? I'm actually really excited about it, like irrationally so. I think it's the cutest thing. They did such a good job. My friend CJ, they do like gaming streams and stuff on Twitch. I think Ozma Loves Bubble Tea is their username. But let me save this image and then I can show you a preview of what this is going to look like. I don't know if that's interesting to anybody except me, but you are a captive audience, so you actually you're not. You can leave anytime you want. However, yeah. So this is, here we go. That's what it's gonna look like. You see, I'll have the chat section, I'll have a designated space for my little guy, and then we'll have the viewing window where you can see all of the painting. That's how it's gonna look. And it's got candy. It's still cute. It's got like the same vibe. It says my name on it. Thoughts, feedback, feelings. Please be kind. I think it's adorable. I'm very excited about it. Right? Right! Devin coming in here with the yo! Hello, how are you today? I think the new layout's going to be adorable. I'm very excited for it. I think it fits the vibe much better than what I had before, but still kind of has that same lo-fi charm to it. You know, I especially like the little swirly, like, curly Q border that they've done, because that's totally how I used to draw things as a kid. Oh my gosh, I should totally do that on the Night Titan that I have now, as, like, around the border on the pauldrons. For those of you who haven't seen my Gen Con haul stream, very kind viewer of the channel and fan gifted me a Night Titan, which is a model that I've wanted ever since first getting into Warhammer, like when I saw the boxes of them in the store, but I was like, that's way too freaking expensive, I'm not going to buy that. And that's held until now, me being like, oh, that's way too expensive, I'm not going to buy that, but I got gifted a used one, which is incredible. I still am very emotional about it. And, like, there's one part of me that's like, this is one of the most expensive, fanciest Warhammer models that you could get. You should probably paint it in, like, a sophisticated, reasonable way. But also, I am not going to do that, and feel like it should be given the same candy treatment as anything else on this channel. I don't know why I still have this, like, idea that I'm supposed to be painting miniatures someone else's way. Like, you know, I named the channel Sugar Candy Miniatures, and people always want to see the candy paint jobs that I have going on. But there's still some part of me in the back of my mind that's like, maybe don't do that. Maybe don't do the food idea that you have. But that's what the people want, Brain. The people want to see the food armies. That's what they're here for. I don't know why I keep trying to talk myself out of these things. At least I assume that's what you guys want to see. You do want to see, I got a Space Marine. I have to kit bash all of the cool parts onto the Space Marine, which I haven't been wanting to do, but I, like, need to film myself doing that, which is going to be a whole fucking process. Space Marines. It's going to be fine. It's going to be fine. It's just, you know, I don't usually kit bash or do Space Marine stuff, so it's a lot that I'm just not sure about, but we'll get there in the end. We'll make it happen. The new layout overlay reminds you of SNES Mario Paint. That sounds cute. Oh man, I should have gone with, like, a Kid Pix look. You guys ever use that shitty drawing program from, like... Ow! Hello? Hello, sir? Is there something I can help you with? Because you just came up here and you were like, hello, I am cute. But you dug your claws into my leg, which was not very kind. This is Lobster. This is Lobster. He says hello. He says, hello, I think you should be petting me and giving me attention instead of any of your silly miniatures. Yes, he does. Thanks, Liam. I hope you have a good dinner. Sour Patch Kid Space Marines. You think a Jelly Baby Marine would be funny? I only know that what Jelly Babies are because of Doctor Who. I've never had one in real life. Sorry, Lobster's just decided that it's cuddle time, and there's not really a whole lot I can do about that. Let me see if I can get him up on my lap, so at least I can try painting while he's getting attention. Or, come here, baby. Come here. Do you want to settle down? Do you want to settle down? Can you settle down? Will you settle down? Because that would be nice if you just you know. So I could paint. And you could be here purring into the microphone. Yeah? Is this gonna work? Or are you just gonna try and be a nuisance? I don't know if they're in the US or not. They might not be, they might be, I don't know. I'm not really like a Sour Patch Kid, like, kind of person when it comes to sweets, and that's kind of what Jelly Babies resemble. I'm not sure what they taste like. Like I said, I've never had one, so I don't know. I do already have a design for the Space Marine, so that's already established. I have the design. I did it on a little template, so that'll be featured in the video. I've got like all the footage of me drawing it on my tablet, so you'll be able to see that. But yeah, the theme and the color scheme and everything like that, that's all picked out already. It's just I actually have to do all the stuff. Hi! You know, your tail is not a paintbrush, buddy. Yeah. I hope you know that. Yeah, I guess Lobster's just gonna hang out here with us, guys. He's settled in. This is just how it's gonna be now. He can't be dissuaded once he's decided to plop his butt down on my arm. And if I pick him up and be like, "Go play, Lobster," he'll just come back. So if he decides to leave, it'll have to be of his own accord. Also, please do not attack my other Tau, Lobster. That would be very rude. Very rude. You're hyped for it? Good. I'm hoping people are hyped for it because I specifically asked what the people wanted to see. And they chose Space Marine chapter, so I've got them. I've named them. I'm still working on the lore. I want to write it out so that I can have a dramatic voiceover. My friend Destro at Realm of the Lich King has like a little grimdark voice that he can do, so I've called in a favor, essentially, and just been like, hey, if you want to read the lore for my fake Space Marine chapter, so I'm going to have a guest reader for that. Should be a fun time. The cat thinks my miniatures are food because of the colors. Yeah. They also will just attack anything that moves because they're rascals. But that's okay. They bring some much needed life into this house that would otherwise be far too calm without them. I was watching my finished cartoon the other night, The Moomins, which frequent viewers of the channel will know has a very special place in my heart. And it's nice because all of the people who come to visit the Moomins, some of them are irritating or strange or annoying, but like, nobody ever talks about them being annoying. They just accept that as a part of who they are and continue to live and welcome them into their homes and stuff like that. It's kind of how it is with my cats. Like, yeah, sometimes they're little assholes and they annoy the shit out of me. But I just love them for who they are. The whole, like, irritating parts included. They would not be my cats if they weren't a little bit irritating. You know, that's just part of their personalities. So I accept all of them. And I love them all just the same. I've kept some of the water bottle caps that Achilles gnaws on because those are his little works of art. There was a good long period of time where we didn't know if Achilles was going to make it because he was super malnourished. So, like, I wanted to keep reminders that he was here. So I kept a couple water bottle caps that he's chewed on. He has since recovered marvelously and chewed far more things than I could ever keep track of, but I still have one or two of those tucked away just in case. They're good little mementos. He even got a hold of a postcard that I was sending to a friend and chewed on that, and I sent it anyway. I just put an arrow and was like, Achilles got to this part. I don't even remember which of my friends I was sending that to, but if you get a postcard that has a chew mark on it ever, that was Achilles. Oh, I'm gonna have some dumb lore. I just need somebody else to read it because I don't think I can say some of the fake GW words for things without laughing. Like, I don't think I can talk about, like, gene sires, whatever the fuck stupid word they came up with for the Primarchs that they use in the books without just laughing. It's so dumb. Some of the terms are dumb, and we're allowed to laugh about them. And the people like Arbiter Ian who are able to read them seriously, like, kudos to you, man. It could not be me. It could not be me. Achilles just never stops teething, huh? No, I guess not. I bought him, like, teething toys for puppies to chew on, because I thought maybe they'd help. And he doesn't like them as much as he just likes finding random shit in the house to chew on. So maybe I need to try out a different kind, or get, like, a smaller one so that he can pick it up more easily. But yeah, he loves to bite things. I had thought when I first got him to name him after Sonny Baudelaire from Series of Unfortunate Events, who also is small and likes to bite things. But that, I just didn't like the name as much. Why the angry face, Chris? What happened? What you angry for? Did I say something wrong? Am I gonna get canceled now? Zygote is a funnier word, though. Like, that sounds like a more science-y word, so I can understand why they changed it to that. If they were looking for something more weird. I don't know dick all about science, though. So, I couldn't tell you. Could not. I don't know real science, and I don't know fake science, so, I can't really help you out there. If one's more accurate than the other, I'll take your word for it. You were pretending to be salty? Okay. As long as I didn't actually make you salty, then we should be good. Jesus. Sometimes I look at this Tau army and I'm like, why did I buy so many freaking Tau when I don't even play 40k that often? But they're gonna look so good when they're done in like 2 years. Voldemort is the best at talking about 40k lore because deep, awesome British accent. Oh, that's cool. I don't know that I've seen any of Voldemort's videos, but if you have an Instagram, or if you're on our Discord server, DM me on Instagram or post a recommendation in the recommendations section of our Discord server, and I'd be more than happy to check that out. That sounds cool. I like getting my Warhammer lore told to me, as opposed to reading it off of Wikipedia, because if someone can make it into a story, that's way more interesting. Also, sometimes I get lazy and I don't want to read the books. Brady, I don't think that that's going to happen anytime soon. I do hate the government, though. I could ramble about that. But the other part, not so much. Yeah, Samuel, you're exactly right. It is fun to have miniatures, even if you don't play anything. These guys have to see a tournament, though. Like, someday. Because I bought them from Tyler Russo of Billion Dollar Clown Farm, who absolutely would have taken these Tau to a tournament. And, like, I just feel like taking them away from the tournament scene so that they could be painted up by me is kind of a disservice to them as models, which is very strange and, just sort of dumb. But, like, I feel like these guys have to play a tournament at some point, because that would just be good. That's what you want them to do. I want to learn the rules pretty good and try and be a little bit competitive with them once they're done. However, by the time I finish this army, we're going to be on, like, 12th edition. So, it's fine. I'm not worried. There's no time limit for it. Like, with my Orc army that I was working on before, I very much was like, I want to finish these by the end of the Escalation League, and then I want to win Best Painted in my Escalation League, which I did do. Both of those things did come to pass. But this is different, so this is just fun, relaxing hobby project that we get to share for as long as I want to keep painting Tau, and as long as people want to tune in to see Tau painted. We get to share that time together. It's wonderful. It's just fun. I like it. I hope you also are enjoying this. Yeah, we don't meta chase. I mean, I don't have the money to meta chase is really the long and short of it, because you just have to buy like 6 of whatever's good today and then paint them by tomorrow so that they can be not meta 3 weeks from now. Yeah, Chris, that does seem like a very Tyler thing to do. Stay up all night painting Tau and then decide to just run Orcs anyway. Except for most tournaments, I think you do need to register a list ahead of time and say what faction you're playing. So, like, maybe not. I don't know. Hot tip for anyone going to a tournament, print out your list beforehand so you don't have to rush to the hotel's printer the day of the tournament 10 minutes before things start. That definitely didn't happen to me at Adepticon at all. Of course it didn't. It would never. Not at all. I like building my own army with my own narrative as well. I think it's fun. Still working on a good backstory for these guys, but we're getting closer and closer. The problem is I've also become infatuated with Khorne demons, and I've been painting up some Khorne demons. I have 3 color schemes done, 5 more to go to finish a video, but they're all a good part underway. And then I'm gonna have you, the viewers, vote to determine which of them is the best corn color scheme. And then maybe I will not paint a corn army, but maybe I will. I don't know. But what good is having an audience, having a following, if I don't outsource my indecisiveness and inability to settle on a theme to other people? You want to make a Tau that can punch a dreadnought? That's pretty cool. Cornflake boys, listen, everybody does the corn puns. I know, it's funny, we love to make them, but it's been done. You know, I have different ideas. Atomic Topher, that is a fun idea. I have no desire to paint demonettes, so I think you should do it. I don't like their sculpts, so I can't see myself painting demonettes anytime soon. I like to paint goons. I don't really like painting anything that looks too capable. Tau, some people might say they don't look like goons, but like, look at this. This is a bad guy in a Transformers movie, okay? He's a bad guy, he's a little robot, he's a goon. He's out of focus for you. He's in focus for me. This is some prime goon energy, okay? He's just a little guy. Oh, Max, that's so kind. Thank you so much. Out of 200 channels, I'm the only one you have turned on notifications for. Well, dang. Thank you. I guess I should tell people to like and subscribe and hit the bell. I gotta remember to shill better on these things, but I fucking don't. I have a Patreon? That's what people say. I do have that. Yeah. Attempt at shilling. It was bad. Let's move on. Also, they have big Tau henchmen. Yes, they do. They do. Corn on the cob, popcorn. Yep, the corn puns. There's plenty of them. We love to see it. Tau are bad little dudes. Yeah, they're little bad guys. They're little bad guys. They kind of have, like, this bad habit of assimilating other planets, which is not a good thing to do. Maybe don't do that, Tau. Colonization isn't cool. Of course, this is the fantasy of the 41st millennium, so the crimes of the Tau seem a lot less bad comparative to, like, Drukhari and the Imperium of Man and whatever the fuck Slaanesh has going on. They're definitely a lesser evil. However, everybody in the 41st millennium is at the very least is morally dubious, if not outright evil. Like, I love that orcs are having a good time going to war and they're having fun. They are still slaughtering millions of people. So, like, that's just not great. We don't really love that. That's a bad. They're not supposed to do that. That would, in fact, not be a positive thing for them to be doing. Yeah, there aren't really a whole lot of altruistic good guys in 40K. I remember when I was first getting into the lore of 40K. This was like after I had written, because I used to write a lot of Bloodborne fanfiction with my hunter that I took through Bloodborne, which, I mean, everybody's kind of written or read fanfiction at some point, that I can just say that on the internet and no one gives a shit anymore. But I'm talking, like, I had written upwards of 600,000 words of, like, Bloodborne stuff, so I was pretty out of ideas for that universe. But I still very much wanted to write things, so it was fun getting into 40K and like seeing all these problems. And I don't necessarily like writing about important people. I prefer insignificant ones generally. And when I heard that like the freaking Emperor of Man was just like eating millions of psychers a day, like that's not great. Maybe thousands, I don't remember. Numbers in the Imperium of Man mean nothing because they're just like, yeah, and then 20 billion things happen. You can't keep track of it. But like, I have a story I started somewhere about like just a regular guy, just a person who had psychic, like, you know, they just had a little bit of psychic energy, and they were trying to escape from that situation, which, like, yeah, that's fine, that's a narrative right there, but that's the only situation that I can see as like not super filled with horrible murder and moral quandaries. Like just a regular person kind of trying to live a life in the 40K universe. That's all you get. It's the best you can do. I think it's fair to dislike most of the 40K lore. I thought that I might, but like, you know, I like it. It's campy in a sense that, like, depending on how seriously you look at it, I guess. I mean, like, I'm never really going to be shocked that Horus betrayed the Emperor of Man. Like, I know that happened, so I don't really think I'm going to be like, wow, that's such a betrayal. Oh, no, guys. But then again, like, I mean, I hate to keep bringing up World Eaters, except I'll look for any excuse to do it and then talk about them to no end. But, like, Angron never really had a chance, and that's pretty tragic, and I enjoyed the audiobook I listened to about that. That was good. I felt a lot of sympathy for a tragic character, and I'm all for that. Slice of Life 40K, yeah, exactly. I thought it would be really fun to just write about, like, people just in a really sarcastic way. I was dealing with a job that I didn't really enjoy that was forcing me to work a lot of overtime, so it felt very, like, dystopian in a way, and I was just gonna be like, oh yeah, let's me just write a parody where, like, everybody is just, there is no war in Ba Sing Se, but about, like, the Emperor and stuff. It was gonna be dumb. It wasn't gonna be good. But, like, you know, it's fine. Yeah, I mean, it's hard because I think the intersection of trying to market Warhammer benefits from having good guys. I don't know that they're glorified in the books as much because, like, I haven't read them, so I can't really say objectively. But definitely in all, like, the promo material, it very much makes them look like the good guys. But most people who have immersed themselves deeply enough in that 40K soup are just like, yeah, there's not really a good guy here. But yeah, it's I think it's left the realm of satire because it's not clear that it's being satirical anymore. Which is it's maybe something that they should bring that back in a clearer way soon, because people will get confused easily. Oh, this magnet isn't sitting in there flush. That's why it's not sitting down. What the fuck? That's gonna be a problem. See if I can get the magnet out, and then maybe we can fix that. Yeah, AOS definitely has actual good guys and isn't as grimdark. I can totally understand that, Ruffy, and you being like, you know what? I don't really dig this whole super dark all the time. Nobody can win. Everybody sucks narrative. Like that's fine. Um, yeah, that's totally fair. Sometimes, like people will recommend me animes that get really dark or really emotional, and I'm like, hey, I'm not really in a space where that's the media I want to consume right now. Maybe another time. So yeah, totally empathize with that. Yeah, they have their space marines and they get the bulk of the attention for sure. Valid complaints. Yeah, listen, we're gonna stray away from complaining about the fascism in 40k because that's not chill hobby time conversation, and I don't want to talk about it. We all know this problem. That everybody's rational here on this chat, so let's just talk about something a little bit happier. Because this is a hobby stream, and I don't want to talk about that today. I hope that it gets fixed, but I clearly have no influence over what Games Workshop does as a company. So we'll talk about something else for now. I have been getting into Malifaux, like I said. For those not aware, Malifaux is a skirmish style game set in like a parallel. There's this kind of like breach that opens up, and like a parallel kind of nightmare world copy of our world is on the other side. And some humans go over there and they start like setting up a town, and there's like some nightmare creatures, but the humans like want some resources and they kind of like settle in, and so it's all different kinds of like factions, and it's Victorian setting time period kind of. So you got like ladies in fancy dresses, you got cowboys, you got all kinds of like demons and weird creatures and stuff like that. You got people like reanimating corpses, Frankenstein style. So there's a lot of cool shit happening in Malifaux. And I was thinking about what kind of crew I would design if I designed my own crew for the Malifaux setting. And my buddy Mark, who's really happy that I've been getting into Malifaux because he loves Malifaux, but also is very much like, hey, maybe paint something that isn't Games Workshop for like 10 minutes. Um, so yeah, he's saying that I should not only design my own Malifaux crew, but that I should kit bash them and um, and make them a reality, which is terrifying to me because I'm not great at kit bashing, but also it's kind of a badass idea, and I sort of want to do it. So I don't know. It's definitely a video that I feel like would not do well on YouTube because most people like Warhammer. However, I don't do this professionally, so I'm gonna make whatever videos I want, and I'll probably end up making some content about that. Definitely Malifaux will show up on this channel, but I don't know if you guys would be interested in a completely fictional Malifaux crew that does not exist and could not be played. Um, but yeah, sounds like kind of like Bloodborne style game. In other words, great. I would say there's definitely a Bloodborne like adjacent element to it, but it's a lot funnier. Like there's a lot more humor to it than Bloodborne has in it. Like there's a whole faction in Malifaux that are gremlins that live in a bayou, and they're kind of like hillbilly gremlins. That you got ones that are like brewing moonshine, and others that are raising pigs and stuff like that. So yeah, It's definitely got stuff where like you could totally do like a Demon Hunter, Bloodborne inspired faction. Like I could see that working, but it's also goofy. It's got a lot of goofs in it. I am not great at kit bashing. The one kit bash video that I guess I did 2 kit bash videos. But that's mostly me just turning one model like upside down or sticking 2 models together but not really changing a whole lot about them. This would basically be me having to like build models up from like the ground of parts that I do not have. It's very scary. I don't know that I could do that. Yes, make more videos are coming, Max. I have one on LED lighting that I'm working on. Obviously the Space Marine one and the Corn color scheme one. They're all in different stages of progress. It's just Gen Con totally got me wiped out. So I'm a little, I can't even say that I'm behind on making them because I don't make a schedule specifically, so I won't stress about keeping to a schedule. But new videos are definitely coming, and now that I have a laptop with a keyboard and better processing than my previous one, that might actually let me run my editing software without like collapsing every 6 seconds. I can probably do things a little bit faster. So yeah, we're hopeful. Devin, yes, you should totally look into the Moonshine Gremlins. God, what's it? Look up Dungeons and Chicanery on Instagram. That's my buddy Mark. He posts about some of the Malifaux minis that he's painted. And I think he has photos of his Moonshine Gremlins. And he definitely has one of the big old whiskey golem model that they have. If you comment on any of his work and say that Fiverr sent you and you're going to buy Malifaux now, it will probably make his day. So you should do that because I get to joke about being an influencer and telling people to get into Malifaux just because I'm interested in Malifaux. You think I should do it because it's fun? Yeah. I might do it. I have some designs drawn up. Do you guys want to see them? Is that something you'd be interested? Like they're just sketches that I did in my day planner because I have one of those. But if you want to see them, I can show them to you. Just let me know. It feels so good to be streaming again, so I'm having a lot of fun. I like this. I missed this, genuinely missed this while I was at Gen Con. I wish I could have taken all of you guys with me. It would have been a blast. An absolute blast. Although, it would have taken a long time to wait in the food trucks for all of our food. There were definitely some lines. I don't think people talk about that when they go to cons. And obviously, it's fine. There are a ton of people, and everybody's really rational about having to wait in line. But you're going to be waiting in some lines. Specifically for food and water. So, do that before you're starving. Because then you'll get grumpy. What are you saying? Yep, yes, and most... Oh, is that your response to wanting to see my designs? Okay. I'll go get them once I'm done finishing this towel. Because if I don't finish this towel, I'll forget what I was working on painting, and then he won't get done, and then I'll be sad. But after he's got his second coat, I'll go and I'll show you my drawings. Tell us about your level 11 paladin. I can't. I don't have a level 11 paladin. I do have a D&D video where I talk about a barbarian character that I have, who's very, very, one of my favorite characters, so yeah. Watch that. I talk about my D&D character sometimes. I actually get to play D&D tomorrow, and I haven't played in a while. I picked up the Humblewood campaign setting for D&D, and I I did pre-order the Spelljammer D&D campaign setting today. I know people have mixed opinions on that, and I was like, I'm gonna see how much it costs. But like to get the box set, which is the three books that you need, it's $60. Like that's just a good deal for RPG books. I'm sorry, I'll get taken in by a deal. So I bought Spelljammer because, yeah, sure, why not? Will I ever get a chance to run it or play in it? I don't know, but maybe. I like the idea of D&D in space. That sounds fun as hell. There's space hippos. I want to be a space hippo. Is it any good? Humblewood or Spelljammer? I don't know about Spelljammer because I haven't had the opportunity to play. And I also haven't had the opportunity to read through Humblewood. But I think Humblewood's really charming and cute. And I'm super excited about it. I'm going to try and I was going to say bully or harass, but honestly I'm just going to ask and hope that Cam says yes to running a Humblewood campaign, because Z already said that Z might, so I feel like there's a decent chance of that happening. Yeah, it does remind you. Do you mean Treasure Planet? That's exactly why I picked up Spelljammer. Because it reminded me of Treasure Planet, and that's one of my favorite films. So yes, absolutely. That was one of the other reasons. $60 for 3 books, a virtual. They have evil space clouds? Are you fucking kidding me? Is that real, Topher? It better be. It better fucking be. I want evil space clowns. If they're not evil space clowns in that book, I'm going to complain directly to you about that. That sounds so cool. Alright, let me go get my day planner so you can see my drawings. I'll be right back. Let me put up the sign. I have the sign. Doop, boop, 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 doop. Boop, 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 boop. Okay, so you gotta bear with me, because these sketches they're rough, so you gotta imagine that the final version will look a lot better, because these are just doodles, so stick with me. Okay, so this was just sort of some concept work, because I was trying to figure out what I wanted for this big, creepy robot. They have these things in Malifaux called Neverborn, which are kind of like nightmare demons in the world of Malifaux. I'm still reading the rulebook, so I don't know exactly. But I wanted a fusion of robot, a Neverborn trapped inside a robot, essentially. So I was trying to draw up all these robot-y things, and eventually had this kind of snake centipede one design that I really liked. So I just kind of refined that more, and this is essentially what the big centerpiece of the crew would be. He's this cannibal, I guess not technically cannibalistic. He eats humans, but he's a demon, so that makes sense. But he's a Neverborn trapped inside of a robot body. So all of this is metal bands all along his various centipede segments, and some of them have little smoke stacks coming out of them. And he's got this, I like this design better, but it's a 3-eyed skull face, and of course he has to have a silly little hat, but just lots of arms, lots of So he's like putting eyeballs on this cake. He's got like a bill here, and he's got like an apron over here with a little butcher's knife. But yeah, he's very like Ko the Face Stealer from Avatar adjacent. And I just kind of love the idea of him being this like spiral around a cake that he's decorating in the center. This would be a horrible, horrible miniature to assemble. Like, god awful. I even wrote down, I myself would curse this assembly. Which I would, and will if I have to kit bash something like this. But yeah, so that's like the big, because one of the Neverborn models that I have the Dreamer box, and like, this is, I think they're called Enforcers in the game, but there's like this big crab demon monster, and essentially this one would be like the Enforcer model of that crew. So obviously if there's a big guy, he's gonna need some goons, so he's the main cake decorator guy. No, he does not have a tiny demon under the hat controlling the robot like Ratatouille, although that would be funny. So he would have like 3 little goblin sous chefs, or meddling cooks, I think is what I labeled them. But I drew one that was using a whisk as a pogo stick, one wearing a pot lid for a hat, and then this one who's just running around and he's got like a big bag of flour. So that's the design work for the crew that I've done so far. I'm trying to figure out who the leader would be. I think they call them Masters in Malifaux, and I haven't quite figured out like what I wanted him to be. I tried like this spider guy, but I don't really like him yet. I thought about like this big chunky butcher kind of guy. I tried to do like a vampire design. This guy just ended up looking like Snufkin, but make it Malifaux. So I haven't quite worked out what I want that design to be, but I guess that's like half of the crew designed at least. I think I need a master and then the totem for that master. And then that's a full crew. Because for the Dreamer model, there's Dreamer, there's the squid guy, there's the big guy, and then there's the 3 little Alps. So I have the 3 little ones, I have the big guy, I just need the other 2. And yes, also this is my Mothman planner for 2022. My friend got this as a Christmas gift for me, I want to say. And I have been tracking all of my goals and stuff in this. And like you can see the big events that I had planned. Adepticon, Clown Collab, and Gen Con. All of which happened, which is nice. I'm not going to show you the rest of my planner because this is my own planner that you don't get to see because that's information. It's all for me. But yeah, that's kind of where my Malifaux crew is headed, theoretically. But yeah, we'll have to think of some good names for them and stuff. You guys are actually pretty good at coming up with names, so I don't know if you got anything, hit me with it, or any ideas. But yeah, I figured designing my own Malifaux crew, that's kind of neat, interesting. It alleviated some boredom anyway. Sourcing parts for those models, though, that's not going to be so fun. I'll have to look all over the internet, see if I can find some 3D printed stuff. I did have fun while looking for my original Malifaux crew, because I had to find some of them in with all the models that I had. And then I found other 3D printed models that I've been like, oh yeah, I really want to paint this. I haven't painted it yet. I need to do that. Like, I found a Zote that I have, that my friend helped me make. He's like a techno Zote. He's got a big dumb backpack. I love him. He's for my theoretical, like, 5 parsecs from home or Stargrave crew that I might make someday. keep wanting to do that. Some of my secret plans, yes, they are in that book. I have to keep my videos secret, because I'll talk about them, because I'm excited about them. But, like, also, I just have fun stuff that I found, like Missile Frog. I need to paint him at some point. This is just a frog with a missile on him that my friend Odin sent me. What am I gonna do with Missile Frog? I don't fucking know. But he deserves to be painted and loved. He does. Nulzers, yeah, there's tons of good places to get miniatures. I just have to, like, fucking commit if that's a project that I'm gonna do. I'll probably need some Patreon dollars saved up in my little Patreon bank so I can source models for parts, you know, that kind of thing. I'm not stressed about it right now. It's definitely a future Fives problem. I have quite a few projects on the docket already, where I already have the models, so I'm gonna maybe focus on those ones first. But I definitely want to bring some Malifaux onto this channel. Even if it's just me painting up a couple of the Malifaux models that I have already. But I'm glad there's some enthusiasm for weird little projects like that. Wonder if he would count as a Tau missile pod. I don't know. Maybe. Maybe. That could be fun. I don't know if you guys are listeners to the podcast Grognard's Yell at Cloud, but I was on the most recent episode. And one of the things I passionately discussed with the hosts was the fact that there is a correct version of Candyland and there is an incorrect version of Candyland. And it was after having that discussion that I went to Gen Con and saw the Malifaux booth and kind of got my interest in Malifaux reinvigorated. But I'd been kind of stuck on what color scheme I wanted to use for my Malifaux crew. And I was looking at the figures, specifically this one. This is a figure that I've wanted for a while. This is his name is like the name of the character is Lucius Matheson. He's like a fancy guy wearing a mask. Different from what I usually paint, but I like to call things robots when they're not, if they even look vaguely robotic. Mark is always quick to remind me he is not a robot. He's actually, no one knows, like there's no defined canon for what's behind his mask. I think he's supposed to be implied to be like a mimic of some sort. And I didn't know what color scheme I was going to paint him in. But then, when I was holding this box, and I was sitting adjacent to the giant blow-up balloon Battletech mech that they had outside the con, catching my breath, it, like, dawned on me that I needed to do a corrupted Candyland color scheme for all of my Malifaux crew, and this guy will be an absolutely perfect Lord Licorice. So that's the direction that I'm going to go in for him. This is gonna be Lord Licorice, and like specifically the version of Candyland that's correct is the 1984 print, I think it is, because that's the one that I grew up playing. That's the correct one. Later versions, like, do not have the same character designs. So yes, there is a Candyland schism, and I created it myself by demanding that there's a correct version of Candyland. But, like, in the 1984 version, there's a little gumdrop weirdo. I don't know how to describe him any more than that. There's a gumdrop. Yeah, Lucius is gonna be the leader of the group. He's the master of the crew. For his keyword. This is all Malifaux talk that I don't know how to explain very well and only vaguely understand. But anyway, there's a gumdrop weirdo called Jolly. If you look up the 1984 Candyland game, and you're looking at this demon and going, Fives, I don't fucking know what the fuck you're talking about, but look up the board for 1984 Candyland, and you can see that this guy could become that guy, but evil. It's there, alright? It might be fuzzy and out of focus, but, like, there's a through line there, okay? So, we got the Lord Licorice, we got Jolly, okay? We got those two, that's a thing. I'm already starting to paint this guy up, this one, and people are like, wow, he kind of looks like the Hulk or something, because you're doing purple and green. Why do you think I'm bothering with the fur texture? Oh, because if you take a look at the 1984 Candyland board, there's a furry guy by the plum tree. And he happens to have little, like, horns and stuff. So, yeah, that's also another silhouette that we can play off. That's not so different. Nobody's gonna fucking know. No one's gonna look at that and be like, oh yeah, that's the plum tree guy from Candyland. But I'm gonna know. I'm gonna fucking know. And then we got another character. We got the Dreamer. And you know who has a hat in Candyland and little pants that kind of have the same silhouette? Mr. Mint. So he's gonna be a fucking peppermint guy. It's just gonna take me a while, because he's very small. But they got the same kind of shoes, the same kind of pants, and the same kind of hat. And this isn't an axe for chopping down trees, but it is a weapon, and that's fucking close enough. So that's several guys. Excuse me. Gotta stop with these impassioned rambles about Candyland, the board game. He will look fresh. You're correct. Minty fresh. And then I don't really know how I'm gonna do, like, the other Alps in the Nightmare crew, they're all just gonna be different versions of the furry guy from the plum tree area. I don't really know how I'm gonna paint the rest of the fancy guys that Lucius is with, but they're all probably just gonna be little licorice goons. This is definitely gonna be a long sheet of those candy stickers. You know, the ones? Someone knows. Somebody knows. He's actually not even, this model is called the Scribe, and he's supposed to have hands where he's, like, pulling his gloves off. That's, like, the hands that go with his body. But I thought that was dumb, because one of the Guild Lawyer models has, like, a big-ass piece of paper, and why would the Scribe not have a big-ass piece of paper? So ow! Hello, Lobster! Your claws still hurt. I switched their hands. Buddy, your claws hurt. You can't do that to me. Did a little hand swap. Which with Malifaux miniatures is particularly difficult. But I made it happen. I cursed the whole time. Candy dots, yeah. They're like sticker sheets, but candy. They're a thing. You know, some people know. I'm not making up fake candy. They do exist. Buddy, no. You can't sit on my lap right now. Go play. fur everywhere. Lobster thinks I'm in trouble. Yeah, he's like, you're getting really heated about this Candyland shit again. You need to shut the fuck up, Vibes. Which is reasonable. He's like, people aren't gonna think you're cool if you just talk about this child's board game. He's trying to do some image management. Buddy, come on. You can't dig your claws into my leg. That's not comfortable. Go play. Malifaux minis are kind of fiddly. I think you mean they're very fiddly. And they're a bitch to assemble. Like, don't let me endorse them and say that you will have a good time putting them together. You will suffer. They are terrible to assemble. I hate putting them together. As a person who hates assembly, one of the main things that keeps me from just, like, buying shit tons of Malifaux miniatures is the fact that they assemble like shit. They're terrible for that. Although sometimes their special edition ones are just one big piece. They're pre-assembled. So that's helpful. But yeah. Far and away, their assembly is way worse than GW. Terrible. And they do not include assembly instructions in the books that, like, in the box. You have to look them up online, and they're not very good assembly instructions. Lobster, you can't come through this way either, buddy. You gotta go. Don't make me get the spray bottle. I don't want to have to get... Buddy! You can't do this. Go. See what I'm dealing with? He's just busting up through the desk like a chest burster, an alien. If Lobster had a D&D class, you think he would be a paladin? I don't know about that. I get more rogue vibes from this boy. He's very good at stealing. He will murder someone for a taco. I do not think paladin is the class that he would be. Achilles 100% would be a fighter. There's so much fighting in that little man. I can't see him really being any other class. And I think that Hector would probably be a bard, because he's the most talkative of all of my cats, and he likes to go beep beep. And honestly, he's super charming. Everybody loves Hector. Actually, I don't know. Some part of me wants to do a cat popularity poll and see which one of my cats is most popular, but also I couldn't stand it if they all weren't equally popular, so I'm not going to do that. I couldn't live with it in my heart if my cats weren't everybody's favorite all of the time, because they're all the best cat. See, Achilles isn't a barbarian because he doesn't have to go into a rage to want to bite things. He does this happily. Like, this is just a fun activity for him. He is not upset. He likes biting. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. He's a fighter. Lobster, please. You got... Buddy. Go! Don't make me get the spray bottle. I'll have to do it. And then you'll be mad at me because I sprayed you. You've been through this cycle. Welcome back, Max. We've just been talking about Malifaux and what class my cats would be if they were in D&D. You missed a ramble about Candyland, but honestly, I don't think you're missing much. Lobster is back and trying to get more attention, as you can see. I think he's telling me he wants some food, so I'm gonna take a quick break just to give him just to check on his food and water levels so that I can make sure that if that's what's bugging him, we can address that. So let me just take a quick 5. Sorry to run after you just got back, but we'll see if we can fix that. Alright, thanks for waiting. I appreciate that. Cats all have some food, so hopefully they'll let me get a little bit more painting done today. It's been kind of a weird stream, I admit. I admit to that. We're doing our best here. Hopefully I haven't been out of the swing of things quite that long that I'm just, completely unhinged. But you get what you get. Oh no! What happened? My chat box is gone. That's not good. Can't see that all of a sudden. That's gonna be a little bit of a problem. Let me see if I can fix that. Give me just a second. Let's see. Dock.